Welcome into another edition of the MLB Draft Spotlight Show over at Future Stars Series Plus. I'm joined today by one of the most dynamic athletes in the 2023 draft class, one of the most complicated and complex prospects you'll find in this class, a two-way talent, and he's got serious upside on both sides. Vienna, Virginia's own Bryce Eldridge. Bryce, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me. It's exciting.
Of course, of course. I'm excited to have you on the show. I've been looking forward to talking to you all year. Your season finally starting to wind down a little bit. I want to give you the opportunity now to kind of talk a little bit about Bryce Eldridge. Who are you on the field? Some of your best tools, the way you like to play, and then why don't you tell the listeners, the viewers, a little bit about Bryce Eldridge off the field, your hobbies, your passions, things like that.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I'm a competitor. I'm super competitive. Grew up that way. Always been that way. Every sport I've played. A lot of power, the bat and off the mound. But I can hit too. I'm not just a home run hitter. I'll smack the ball in the gap backside. I definitely have, grown to be more of a hitter, and not just a power guy, which is, helped me be more successful. On the mound, like I said, power guy, power fastball. I've picked up a really good slider. I throw that around mid 80s, so that's probably my go-to strikeout pitch, go-to off speed. I feel comfortable throwing that, any count, anytime. Developed a pretty good changeup as well. Still work in progress, but yeah, I like how it's going. Outside of baseball, I'm always with my friends. I'm always listening to music. I'm always probably doing something athletic. I like playing golf, soccer, football. Not really into basketball, but I'll play tennis, pickleball, whatever it is. So I'm pretty active.
So at 6'7", how frustrated was your high school basketball coach that you straight up said, "Not, no, it's not for me"?
Yeah, he was recruiting me when I was really young. I think I was in like seventh grade. Was when he first, asked me, "Are you going to play basketball when you get to Madison?" Um, at the time, I might have told him yes once I got there. It was not my thing. I tried it, but not for me.
I gotta ask, it's a unique question for a two-way talent like yourself. Watching a guy like Shohei Ohtani and what he's doing, there just hasn't been anyone like that. Not since, we're talking like Babe Ruth, going way back. And for a guy like you coming up, you finally kind of get to see Shohei Ohtani do his thing as you were 12, 13, 14 years old. Kind of what's that guy meant to you as you've gone through your baseball journey?
Yeah, he's a role model. In this day and age, it's hard to do both. But he proved it's possible. Obviously he's a freak human. Um, but he's out there and he's doing, he's hitting like an MVP. He's pitching like a Cy Young, and that there alone is just, for me, it's just exciting to see because this is what I've done my whole life. I've been pitching my whole life. I've been hitting my whole life, and it's something I've been very committed to is keeping both on the same level at a high level. So getting to watch him do his thing every night is, it's very motivating for me.
Talking to scouts, talking to coaches, talking to anyone that's seen you, Bryce, everyone seems to say the same thing. Don't discredit him on either side of the ball. He can pitch, he can hit, he can play the outfield, he can do it all. And from other folks that I've talked to, they've suggested you really are impartial. You want to do both. You want to see how far this can go. Can you kind of speak to that and speak to how important it is for you to continue playing both sides of the ball?
Yes, sir. Like I said, my whole life I've been doing both. I've been doing both at a high level. I worked my tail off to get where I am on both sides, and I think that I can do this for the rest of my baseball career. I'm in the gym. I'm at the my facility R&D baseball every day for in the off season 4 or 5 hours. Getting my throwing stuff in, doing my hitting stuff, pitching stuff, lifting, whatever it may be. It's definitely a grind, but it's something I'm very, very committed to. And I'm definitely not going to be dropping one or the other until, someone forces me. But hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, yeah. What are you more proud of? Are you more proud of a fastball velocity, a breaking ball spin rate, or maybe and exit velo that you put up off the bat?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, they're both kind of similar. I mean, throwing the ball hard is as exciting as hitting the ball hard. But I mean, geez, I think hitting side, hitting a ball, smoking a ball, like I guess my highest might be like 110 or something like that with wood. That feels really good. And
I'm sure
you
you didn't
don't
feel it at
get that
all.
every at bat. No, I did not. And you don't get that every at bat. You don't get that barrel every at bat. But when you're pitching, you're steady. Same velocity. So getting that barrel and smoking one and seeing a number on it is it's pretty exciting.
I know you've dealt with some small nagging injuries this spring, but when you're at your best, you're in center field, you're manning the deepest part of the yard. I think not enough is said about your ability to cover center field, and I want to give you the opportunity to speak on how important it is for you to continue playing the outfield and kind of throw away these narratives that, oh, eventually you'll have to move on to the dirt.
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, I know I'm athletic enough to be out there. I haven't got much experience this year, obviously, just because, like you said, there's an injury nagging on. But I do play first base really well. But I see myself, 100% being in the outfield next level. People might not think a 6'7" guy can run or move, but I can move very well for my size. I'm athletic. So yeah, I'm really trying to get that part of my game down in the outfield. I think next level, I think it would be more realistic being in the corner outfield spot. But yeah, I'm excited to keep moving on my journey in the outfield. I've haven't got much out there this year, but um, yeah, it's gonna be good in the future.
Are you familiar with Spencer Jones, Vanderbilt's former center fielder? Now he's with the Yankees.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of comparisons.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Have you had the chance to meet Spencer or talk to Spencer or kind of like it's not fair to ever compare anyone to Otani. It's just not. But Spencer Jones is a more recent example. So kind of what do you think of that?
Yeah, and I haven't got the chance to talk to him or meet him, but I mean, watching him play at Vandy was I even before I even got any of these comparisons, I kind of saw myself in him, and people even say we look alike as well. So yeah, I mean, obviously he's a stud. It's not a bad guy to get compared to, but I would love to get in contact with him. That'd be awesome.
For sure. Let's dive into kind of your summer. You played everywhere. Showcases, tournaments, USA baseball. Was there a highlight for you? Was there kind of a top of the mountain moment for your summer last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to say going out with a bang at the USA event. We got a world championship, got a gold medal, pulled away with the MVP at the tournament. That was the best baseball I played, and maybe ever. I was hitting the ball, I was pitching. I mean, I was lights out both sides, and um, that was a blast. I mean, that team was so much fun. That was a great experience for me. But I think, throughout the summer, there were so many cool events I was a part of, getting to hang out with so many great people, getting to meet so many great people, some, former MLB players, getting to kind of pick their brains a little bit. I think when I was out in LA for the high school, the MLB high school All American game, got to play at Dodger Stadium. They put us up in the JW Marriott downtown. That was pretty sweet.
Who's the funniest guy you met? Funniest high school teammate that you met last year?
It's a good question. I think Kevin McGonigal has that crown. Me and him got close. We weren't really we had never really played together before this past summer, and as the summer went on, we kind of got closer. And that kid is hilarious. I mean, we still keep in contact. We still make each other laugh. He FaceTimes me, and he's a clown. Man, I love the kid.
I'll leave you with one more baseball question, then we'll hit you with some questions out of left field. As a guy that trains both on the mound and in the box, you're probably exposed to a ton of data. It's enough being exposed to pitching data, but then when you get hooked up onto hit tracks and kind of, dive into your batted ball data, I'm sure it becomes a lot. Have you taken to kind of those sabermetric data points like the ability to quantify your development?
Yeah, so at my facility, we got all the tools you could ask for, really. Um, and for me personally, it's not something I look to determine whether or not I had a good bullpen or a good day in the cage. But it's really good to see progress. If you're working on a pitch, how it's spinning, that the axis of the ball, if it's spinning the right way. In the cage, if you're working, trying to get exit velos up or launch angle and living at a certain part of the field, it's definitely really helpful. So I'm definitely not against it, and I think it's very helpful for kind of learning yourself as a player. But it's not something if I'm going in the cage and hitting a lot of line drives and I feel good, I'm not gonna look if my numbers aren't where I want them to be. I'm not gonna be upset about it, but it's definitely good stuff.
Nice. All right, man. I want to ask one more baseball question. University of Alabama, great choice. Know a lot of guys that have come through high school ball and ended up there. Spoke one of our favorites on this show ever a couple years ago. Maybe it was last year. Walter Ford, uh, fantastic human being, right? What was it about Alabama that it was just your calling?
Yeah, so Alabama, since well, actually, I know since AJ McCarron was playing quarterback there.
Hmm.
Me and my brother were just huge fans of him, and he won't tell you that now because he goes to the University of Tennessee now. But we were huge fans. Back even when I was a kid. There's pictures of me when I was 9, 10, wearing Alabama shirts. So when the recruiting got serious, they had reached out, and I didn't really know much about their program, and then got on the campus for the first time and absolutely loved it. The coaches are phenomenal. JJ, Coach Jackson, he's the best human being you'll ever meet. The facilities are unreal. They feed you like you're a king. Um, I mean, it's a great town, and I'm very glad that I've stuck with that commitment. I mean, they're having a great year. I mean, the program is looking great, so it's exciting to see them, and hopefully they go on a run this year.
Yeah, nothing wrong with SEC baseball. You can't go wrong there.
No
All right, man.
sir.
I'm gonna hit you with three. I think these are the three toughest questions, personally. Just my point of
Okay.
view.
You're
Uh,
making me nervous
you're
now.
yeah. Well, you better be ready. You get one walk-up song for the rest of your life. 25 more years. One walk-up song. What are you doing?
Okay, yeah, this is hard. There's a lot of good ones. I think I had a pitching walk-up song for high school and was in love with it. Blue Notes by Meek Mill. He got that little
Okay.
guitar solo at the beginning.
Okay.
Um, I'd have to stick with that one. That one's money.
I like that answer. I like that. Um,
Yeah.
how about you can only have one meal, one pregame meal for the rest of your life. So we're talking like thousands of ball games moving forward until you're like 40. What's the one meal you're gonna have before every game?
That's the easy one, chicken and pasta. That's the
Chicken.
go-to for
Are we
me.
talking like
Chicken
fettuccine
and pasta.
alfredo or what are we talking?
No, we're talking like just some plain penne noodles, chicken, a little bit of Parmesan, butter, money every time, every game. Puts you
Nice.
right.
That's not bad, man. That really serves a
Yeah.
purpose. I like that.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, last question. I clown everyone with this. It's the last question I always end on. You met a lot of guys over the last few years. We're talking showcases and tournaments. Who's the one guy, no chance you'd let date your sister?
See, this is a personal question here because one of my best buddies, Colt Emerson, pointed my name out for this a little while ago.
Oh no, Colt.
Um, yeah. I Colt's a great kid. I'm not going to go there with him, but one kid I would not let date my sister. I gotta go. I gotta go. Nick Sanders. I mean,
Oh
that
jeez.
kid. I mean, he's a great kid. He's hilarious. I'm sure his name's been said a lot, but
Like 5 times,
I
bro.
gotta. Okay, yeah. Well, there you go. It makes sense. It's a good answer. Yeah, we. I mean, we got inside source here, so we know a little bit about him, but he's no, he's hilarious. But I have to go with him.
Nick Sanders taking the crown. I believe Nick is the only person with more than two answered this year, and I think he's up to 4 or 5. So, anyways,
Mm,
Bryce Eldridge, man, It's been a pleasure. Excited to see what the next couple of months holds for you, whether that be ending up on campus, Alabama, or whether or not you're in a pro organization. It's exciting either way, man. You bring a lot to the table, a lot to the field. Excited to see what this is going to turn into for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for having me.
All right.